Heat doesn't knock, it doesn't warn, it just kills. In 2003, one heatwave silently wiped out over 50,000 people in Europe. No bombs, no war, just the sun and no mercy. And with the grid failing, the power off, and help nowhere in sight, you've got 3 hours to beat the heat or die trying. Welcome back to Prepper's Edge, where surviving isn't a hobby, it's a way of life. Today I'll show you how to fight back against extreme heat using ancient wisdom, natural cooling hacks, and no electricity, no AC, no excuses. Let's get into it. It's not hurricanes, blizzards, or floods. Heat is the deadliest weather hazard year after year, according to NOAA data. Heat waves increase heart attacks, kidney failure, and mental health issues. Preppers with any pre-existing condition are at elevated risk, especially if medications require temperature control. Cracked ground stretches as far as the eye can see, a desolate testament to the scorching power of extreme heat. This is not a scene from a post-apocalyptic film, it's the stark reality of our planet's future as heat waves become more frequent and intense. Heat waves, unlike dramatic natural disasters, are silent killers, claiming lives quietly and ruthlessly. In 2003, Europe faced an unprecedented heat wave, leaving over 50,000 people dead. This terrifying statistic underscores the urgency of understanding and preparing for the dangers of extreme heat. Our bodies are finely tuned machines designed to operate within a narrow temperature range. When that range is exceeded, our internal systems struggle to cope, leading to potentially fatal health issues. Our ancestors, living in tune with nature, developed ingenious methods for surviving in extreme climates. Long before air conditioning, people in desert regions and tropical climates devised ways to stay cool using readily available materials. This essay bridges the gap between ancient wisdom and modern survivalism, providing practical knowledge to endure rising temperatures. We'll explore cooling hacks from clothing strategies and shade construction to finding water in the wilderness and building ancient evaporative coolers. Whether you're a seasoned prepper or simply seeking to stay safe during hot summers, this information can be a lifesaver. By understanding the dangers and equipping ourselves with the knowledge to combat them, we can face the future with confidence. Don't wait for a heat wave to strike before thinking about survival strategies. Join us as we delve into ancient cooling techniques and modern survival hacks, empowering you to beat the heat. In extreme heat, your body becomes a battleground. After prolonged exposure, your core temperature keeps rising even after you move to shade, especially if your clothing traps heat. That's why ancient warriors and nomads wore breathable robes, not shorts. The relentless sun bombards you with infrared radiation, driving up your core temperature. While water is essential, shelter, specifically shade, is your first priority in extreme heat. Shade acts as a thermal shield, reducing the amount of direct solar radiation your body absorbs. Even a slight decrease in temperature can make a world of difference, allowing your body to regulate its internal temperature more effectively. Finding shade should be your immediate instinct when the mercury climbs. Seek out the embrace of a large tree, the cool shadows cast by a cliff face, or the natural protection of a cave. Remember, every degree counts, and even a small amount of shade can tip the scales in your favor. In a desolate landscape, shade-providing trees and caves can be absent. When nature doesn't offer protection, your survival hinges on your ability to improvise and create shelter. Midday is not the danger zone, it's the hours after. The ground itself holds a secret weapon against the heat. Just a few feet below the surface, the earth remains significantly cooler. Digging a shallow trench can provide life-saving relief. Line the trench with any available material like leaves, grass, or plastic sheeting to enhance its effectiveness. If you have more time and materials, consider building a more elaborate earth shelter. This involves digging a pit and covering it with a makeshift roof of branches, leaves, or a tarp. Remember, building a shelter is not a luxury, it's a necessity for survival in extreme heat. Even when the sun isn't directly above you, it can still burn you. UV rays are strongest when the sun is within 45 degrees of vertical, not just straight overhead. And if you're near reflective surfaces like sand, white rock, or even light-colored concrete, UV can double, bouncing back up at your face and underside, giving sunburns in the shade. In extreme heat, your body constantly loses precious fluids through sweat. Dehydration is a silent stalker, creeping up on you with each passing moment. Water is essential for survival. It's the lifeblood that keeps your body functioning. In high heat survival, overhydration without electrolytes, hyponatremia, can kill. You need salt and potassium, not just plain water. Ancient desert travelers often added a pinch of salt to their water or ate dried meat for balance. When searching for water in a barren landscape, desperation can be deadly. Conserve your energy and focus on areas that offer the highest probability of finding water. Look for telltale signs of life, as vegetation and wildlife are reliable indicators of water sources. Rock formations can also provide clues to hidden water sources. Remember, water flows downhill, so explore valleys, ravines, or any low-lying areas. Our ancestors developed ingenious methods for collecting water in arid environments. These time-tested techniques offer valuable lessons in resourcefulness and survival. One example is the use of dew stones or dew traps. These stones were designed to maximize dew collection, cooling down overnight and causing dew to condense on their surface. Another technique involves harvesting water from the roots of certain plants. In arid regions, some plants store water in their root systems. By carefully excavating around the base of these plants, it's possible to collect the water stored within. Remember, the key to surviving in extreme heat is to adapt, improvise, and utilize every available resource. When the sun beats down, the clothes on your back can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Choosing the right attire isn't about fashion. It's about creating a barrier between your body and the scorching environment. The key lies in understanding heat reflection, insulation, and evaporative cooling. The first rule of desert dressing is to cover up. Wearing loose, light-colored, breathable clothing is more effective at keeping you cool than stripping down. Traditional desert peoples have thrived in some of the hottest climates on Earth for millennia. Their flowing robes and head coverings are ingenious adaptations to desert life. Opt for lightweight, breathable fabrics like cotton, linen, or moisture-wicking synthetics. The power of evaporation, turning sweat into your personal cooling system. Your body releases sweat onto the surface of your skin. As the sweat evaporates, it draws heat away from your body, providing a cooling effect. This natural cooling system is only effective if the sweat can evaporate efficiently. If you have access to water, soak a shirt, bandana, or other piece of clothing in water and wear it damp. This technique can make a significant difference in your comfort level. You can further enhance this effect by creating a breeze. Even a gentle breeze can make a noticeable difference in evaporative cooling. Ancient headwear for modern survival, protecting your most valuable asset. In the desert, your head and neck are vulnerable to extreme heat. These areas are rich in blood vessels, making them prime targets for heat stroke. Protecting your head and neck should be a top priority. The shemag, also known as a keffiyeh, is iconic desert headwear. This versatile garment is made from lightweight cotton or linen. It can be worn in various ways to protect from the sun, wind, and sand. When soaked in water, it becomes a powerful cooling tool. Soak it in water and wring it out thoroughly. Drape it over your head and neck to cover exposed skin. The damp fabric provides immediate cooling as the water evaporates. Periodically re-wet the shemag to enhance cooling. If you don't have a shemag, use a bandana, hat, or cloth. Keep your head and neck covered during the hottest parts of the day. Avoid dark-colored or non-breathable hats. Look for hats with wide brims for ample shade. Preventing heat stroke is easier than treating it. Protect your head and neck. Harnessing the power of evaporation, ancient cooling techniques for modern survival. Staying cool in extreme heat is paramount to survival. Evaporative cooling, used for centuries, absorbs heat as water evaporates. Soak a cloth, wring it out, and drape it over your body. As water evaporates, it cools you down. This method is effective in dry climates. Create a crosswind to enhance cooling. Wave a fan or cardboard to circulate air. Long before electric refrigerators, people in hot climates used clay pot coolers or zier pots to preserve food and keep water cool. These devices use evaporative cooling, demonstrating ancient ingenuity. Two clay pots, one inside the other, with wet sand in between. The outer pot is larger, creating a gap for sand insulation. A damp cloth enhances the cooling effect. Evaporation draws heat away, cooling the inner pot. The porous clay allows water to seep and evaporate. This process is similar to how sweating cools the body. Clay pot coolers can lower temperatures by 10 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, ideal for arid climates with high evaporation rates. They also work in humid environments, though less effectively. Simple, affordable, and accessible. Perfect for off-grid living and reducing energy use. Discover the power of evaporative cooling with DIY swamp coolers and other hacks. These simple solutions provide relief from the heat using basic materials. Swamp coolers draw air over wet pads, cooling it as it evaporates. Use a fan, bucket, and burlap to create your own. Fill the bucket with water, drape wet fabric over the fan, and enjoy the cool air. Try a cooling bandana by soaking it in water and tying it around your neck. Experiment with these techniques to beat the heat and stay cool. In extreme heat, the body rapidly depletes water reserves through sweat. Dehydration chips away at your strength and will to survive. Finding water in a barren landscape can feel hopeless, but nature provides clues. Vegetation often signals nearby water sources. Animals and insects can guide you to hidden springs or waterholes. Birds, especially doves and finches, fly directly toward water at dawn. Indigenous people followed bird flight patterns and animal tracks to find hidden springs. Spiders and ants will congregate near dew zones before sunrise. Ants often line up on tree trunks heading to water sources. Beetles and bees hover around hidden water seepages under large desert plants. If you see lots of ants crawling upward on a tree, they're often harvesting dew or small leaks, a clue there's moisture nearby. Focus on valleys, ravines, and shaded areas where water collects. From murky to magnificent, turning wild water into something you'd actually want to drink. Finding water in the wild is like finding a needle in a haystack, but making it safe to drink. That's the real magic trick. Nature's water sources can be a cocktail of creepy crawlies and contaminants. Yum, right? Treating any water you find in the wild is a must, unless you enjoy playing Russian roulette with your stomach. Boiling water is the gold standard of purification. Think of it as giving those germs a hot bath they won't survive. Bring that water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute. It's like a spa day for your hydration. Chemical treatments are like the James Bond of water purification. Sleek, effective, and always ready for action. Water purification tablets can neutralize a wide range of microorganisms. It's like a tiny science experiment in your bottle. And if all else fails, a few drops of household bleach can do the trick. Just don't overdo it. This isn't a pool party. Electrolytes, the unsung heroes of hydration and heat survival. While water is undeniably essential for survival, the importance of electrolytes in maintaining proper hydration, especially in extreme heat, often goes unnoticed. Electrolytes, minerals like sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium play a critical role in regulating fluid balance within the body, facilitating nerve impulses, and supporting muscle function. In the sweltering heat, as your body sweats profusely to regulate its temperature, these essential minerals are lost along with the water, potentially leading to an electrolyte imbalance. Symptoms of electrolyte imbalance can range from mild to severe, including muscle cramps, fatigue, weakness, headache, dizziness, nausea, and confusion. In extreme cases, severe electrolyte imbalance can lead to seizures, coma, and even death. Replenishing electrolytes lost through sweat is just as important as replenishing lost fluids, especially when facing prolonged exposure to heat. Fortunately, nature provides an abundance of electrolyte-rich foods and beverages that can help maintain electrolyte balance during extreme heat exposure. Fruits like bananas, oranges, watermelons, and coconut water are excellent sources of potassium, a key electrolyte lost through sweat. Adding a pinch of salt to your food or water can help replenish sodium levels, while consuming nuts and seeds can provide magnesium and other essential minerals. Commercial electrolyte powders and tablets offer a convenient and portable option for replenishing electrolytes on the go. These products typically contain a blend of electrolytes, carbohydrates, and flavorings, making them a palatable and effective way to support hydration and electrolyte balance during strenuous activities or prolonged heat exposure. Remember, proper hydration involves more than just drinking water. Replenishing electrolytes is crucial for maintaining optimal bodily functions and ensuring survival in extreme heat. Nature's architecture. Ancient designs for beating the heat. Centuries before air conditioning, people in the hottest regions mastered staying cool with ingenious designs. These structures, built with local materials, offer valuable lessons in sustainable living. Yazd, Iran, known as the city of windcatchers, features badges that capture winds for natural ventilation. These windcatchers are both functional and aesthetically stunning. In the southwestern US, ancestral Puebloans built cliff dwellings that provided shade and natural ventilation. These dwellings showcase their deep understanding of the environment. Living in sync with the sun, time-tested strategies for thriving in hot climates. Cultures in hot climates have developed strategies to thrive in the heat. Aligning activities with the sun's cycle minimizes exposure to intense heat. Many practice a siesta, taking a midday break to avoid the scorching sun. Utilizing water's cooling properties is another common practice. Traditional clothing, like loose, light-colored garments, helps manage heat. These time-tested strategies offer a blueprint for thriving in hot climates. Triumph over tragedy. Mauro Prosperi's 9 Days in the Sahara. In 1994, ultramarathon runner Mauro Prosperi was lost in the Sahara during the Marathon des Sables. With minimal supplies, he survived 9 days by drinking his urine and eating bats. Finally, he was rescued by a Tuareg encampment, showcasing human resilience and the will to survive. A modern desert nightmare, the perils of underestimating extreme heat. Even mundane situations can escalate into life-threatening emergencies when extreme heat is involved. High temperatures leave little room for error, and underestimating its dangers can have dire consequences. In Death Valley, a simple tire change turned into a fight for survival. A lone motorist cruising down a desolate desert highway, the sun beating down. A sudden flat tire brings their journey to an abrupt halt. Unprepared, the motorist sets about changing the tire, battling the oppressive heat. Kneeling on scorching pavement can lead to rapid dehydration and heat exhaustion. Experts estimate a person can lose up to a gallon of water per hour through sweat alone. In Death Valley, temperatures can soar well above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Changing a tire can quickly deplete the body's water reserves, leading to life-threatening complications. This highlights the crucial importance of preparation and respecting extreme heat. Never venture into a hot environment without adequate water and appropriate clothing. A wide-brimmed hat, light-colored clothing, and water are essential survival gear. Remember, extreme heat does not discriminate, and underestimating its dangers can have tragic consequences. Lessons from the crucible: resilience, resourcefulness, and the will to survive. Stories of survival in extreme heat teach us resilience, resourcefulness, and the indomitable human spirit. Even in the face of insurmountable odds, the will to live drives us to extraordinary lengths. Preparation is critical. Knowledge and resourcefulness can mean the difference between life and death. The human spirit endures unimaginable hardships, emerging stronger and wiser. The power of preparedness, your arsenal against extreme heat. As the mercury climbs, preparedness is crucial. Extreme heat demands respect and proactive planning. It can creep upon us, catching the unprepared off guard. Stories like Mauro Prosperi's remind us that extreme heat does not discriminate, whether in the wilderness or urban heat wave. Preparedness is key. Knowledge is power. Recognize heat illness signs and strategies. Remember the survival rule of threes. Find shade and water immediately. Seek natural shade or create your own. Park in the shade or use a sunshade. Water is precious in extreme heat. Carry ample water and know how to purify it. Drink water regularly, even before feeling thirsty. Avoid sugary drinks and alcohol. Embrace the ancient wisdom. Conquer the modern challenge. Ancient wisdom offers solutions for modern heat challenges. From architectural designs to clothing, these practices help us thrive. By integrating these practices, we can build a sustainable future. The message is clear: we don't need to reinvent the wheel. When the grid fails and the sun shows no mercy, it won't be your gear that saves you. It'll be your grit, your knowledge, and your will to outlast the heat. You now hold the ancient secrets that kept desert warriors, nomads, and tribes alive for centuries. Shade, water, wind, earth, the elements are your allies, if you know how to use them. Don't wait until the next heat wave to act. Practice these skills, master them, because survival isn't a luxury, as it's a mindset. Subscribe to Prepper's Edge for more life-saving guides and share this with your tribe. We're building a global survival community, one skill at a time. No power, no problem. Stay ready and stay alive. Learn from the past to face the future with confidence.